Welcome to Women in Public Safety podcast, where real life meets raw truth. I'm your host, Harriet Westmore. I'm a state parole officer dedicated to unraveling human complexities through true life cases, what we will call case chronicles. Join me weekly as we explore gripping narratives from the front lines of law enforcement and social services, from triumph to despair. We will uncover human resilience, vulnerability, and lastly, of course, justice. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow us on social media for the latest episodes and to join in the movement for change. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Women in Public Safety podcast. This is the podcast where we have candid conversations regarding women who are frontline workers or first responders. And that could be in law enforcement, corrections, medical, firefighters, that could be social services, human services, parole, and probation. Anywhere, any profession that we as women are on the front line serving our community. I want to say welcome again, and I hope everybody is doing well. And those who are listening or watching by YouTube, please do me a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button so that we can keep the algorithm going and we can bring better content to you as we go along. Today, I'm going to do a case chronicle. It's been a while since we had Case Chronicle on the show, so I'm going to do a short Case Chronicle, and this is kind of a happy ending Case Chronicle. It's not nothing that is gory or troubling, so to speak, but it's about tenacity if you be your best. So with that being said, let me give you a quick case study. This offender who was convicted for, I think it was underage, unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, I believe. And he served his time in prison. He got out. He's on supervision. One of the conditions of supervision, as I've explained on previous podcasts, is that you have to do certain things, have certain case plans to help yourself be re-entered back into society. Well, for the first few months, he was compliant, but he kind of wasn't doing anything. He wasn't trying to look for a job. He wasn't doing anything productive. So he was living with his sister, I believe, and pretty much being a leech. So sometimes families get fed up. And so when you get fed up and you want to help your loved one, the best thing to do is just let them fall rock bottom. You can't be an enabler. And he had no other means of, he didn't have any residence. He didn't have any other address or family members or friends that wanted him to, that allowed him to stay with them. So he ended up being homeless. And the parole officer had told him, look, you got to do something. It's part of your case plan to do something. So there are various programs that the community social services partners with the state and doing different types of programs in order to help offenders re-enter back into society. So they are either employment, there's job programs, and there are various housing programs that a lot of agencies will partner with the state to help offenders get back on their feet. Well, this particular offender, he didn't have a job. He didn't have a place to go because he got kicked out of his sister's house because she got tired of him not doing anything, taking the initiative to do anything. So he was homeless. One of the conditions are, if you're homeless, you either got to go to a shelter, and where you do have to go to a shelter, and then you have to be, in our state, you have to be placed on electronic monitoring because we have to track you to see where you are until you have a stable residence. Well, this guy ended up living in the woods. There's a lot of homelessness, and people have tents in various areas within the woods within their community. It's called Tent City. I'm sure a lot of communities cities or counties have those types of places where homeless people, they just, have to find shelter somewhere. So they pitch a tent somewhere in the woods. Well, this particular offender, he started living out in the woods, but he was given an opportunity to sign up for a program that was for culinary arts. In this particular program, you go to culinary art. This businessman who had different restaurants within the city, he was also an instructor, and he would give second chances to offenders who fit the criteria of his program. And what he would do, if you meet that criteria, you go to culinary school, and you are getting paid while you are going to school. And then after graduation, after you successfully complete that program, you have a choice to stay and work for him, the owner and the CEO of this program, or he would place you in different areas of employment within different restaurants within the community. And while you are going to school for the culinary arts for his program, you are also provided housing. So this is what this particular offender did through the help of his parole officer. He was qualified, he got into the program, and he successfully completed that program, and he was given the choice of either working for the instructor at a certain restaurant where the instructor is who oversees that particular restaurant, or the instructor will help him find employment within other restaurants. He decided to stay with his instructor and work for him. And last I heard, he's doing really well. This is a case chronicle that the moral is, if you have the tenacity and the initiative to wanting to do better, then people will be placed in your circle that will help you to move forward. You can't use the excuse, well, I can't find a job, I can't find, housing, I can't find, employment that will hire me, when there are plenty grants and government assistance that are created for grassroots type program that will help offenders like him. And he was a sex offender. So, not only that, he had to register as a sex offender, but he was able to take that initiative and realize that either you stay where you are, risking to reoffend and live from pillar to post and just be homeless, or you take advantage of the opportunity that is being placed before you and pull yourself up from your bootstraps and better yourself in the long run. And that's what he chose to do. So again, I'm sure there are plenty of stories that those of us who are working as first responders or parole or probation or law enforcement, that we see stories like this. And I want to hear it from you. So tell me a particular story. You know that when one of your parolees or probationers have started off in a bad situation, but turned it around and made it better for himself. I want to hear from you. It was a quick case chronicle, but I thought it was prevalent because it just goes to show, when you have the mindset to do something and you do it by any means necessary, there will be resources put in front of you to help you get to that goal that you're seeking. So here we go. That's it. Quick and easy. So again, hit that like and subscribe and share the case. It's a happy ending. The crime itself, last I heard, he's still doing well. The recidivism is, as far as he's concerned, he has not gone back to reoffend, and he was given that opportunity to better himself, and he took it, and he's doing well. So you guys, I want to hear your comments. What do you think? And if you have stories similar to this or other stories that you would like for me to talk about, please hit the comments below and subscribe, and I will talk with you next week. And you guys, please be safe. All right, bye.